Hi, so I got some new stuff for you today. This is my KWA Kriss Vector. Some of the new stuff I got is this rail here. This is a normal one, and this is my very slim one. And what you hear is my cat. Oh, well, one of them. So, easily use the original screws, mounts on there perfectly. For those who don't want a forward grip but just a hand stop, we got this here. Has the same features that the original has on here. And I made a small hand stop for those who don't want to use the original, that just takes up 25 millimeters of rail space, and you got about 60-65 millimeters here for your own hand grip. But what I'm gonna show today is my new trigger. This is SLA printed, and this is a new trigger unit where in front and behind the trigger is covered. Don't get all that dirt in here. This is the way the trigger units come from me. It's all fitted, got a spring in there, and it's just a drop-in substitute. Well, I'll just first take it apart. It's really easy. I took off the stock because it gets in the way. I usually charge it, and there you go. So we don't need this one. Need to take those two safeties out. These are my new safeties. They drop in just like the normal ones. Sorry for looking like a dweeb, but I got a cat on my back and it makes everything a bit different. So, need a very specialized tool here to remove this one. I thought I would do the whole procedure this time. Need this pin out of there, and you can just get that one off. And of course I didn't bring the last one, so I'll just go get them. Don't go nowhere. So, which ones are it? Nope. Yep. Okay. These three screws, don't lose them. Hold the trigger unit in there. I of course already got one of my super trigger unit in there. Very short and snappy trigger pull. That's it, and you just, you get those as well. I'm going to use a different one. There you go. This is the same one as the rail, same size. So there you go. Out of here, and you just squeeze it in front. And when you take it out, make sure you don't lose what's coming out of here. This here is a German, it's only got semi-auto, that's why this one here is blank, and there's only something in the middle. Then you knock out these two pins. Could be that I've done it enough that I can just press them out. Looks like it. And there you go. Old trigger unit out. This is the old trigger. You can see the lines on here. Here there's really no really visible lines. These one are great too. This here goes for 30 euros, and this here I make for 40 euros. And there's a part here too. Don't know if you can see it. It's inside the sear arm. Sear arm. That's what the trigger presses down on. So take the new one, just slide it in there, make sure it goes over these two parts, and line them up with the hole through the pipe. Or not, and the hole on the front. So there you go. When it's done, you just lightly tap them. You can check it, just go there and press it. So to get it in there again, first don't lose nothing. Here, arm and spring. And if you're in a country where full auto is allowed, you got two more, and you just put it up here. This is really important. I don't know if you can see it, but when you put it in there, you just press it all the way straight up, so that the spring gets compressed and don't get caught in between. And then you can just slide it in there. And when you slide this part in, just make sure it likes to get hung up. Make sure that it stays inside. It's because of the tight tolerances. And now you can see it's in there. It works. Looks great. Behind the trigger is closed, front of the trigger is closed, and there's just what needs to be there. So, take the right screws back in here. I'll just take two at first, because I got a small tip here. Don't tighten them all the way. Make sure first that your safeties are seated properly. You can wriggle them like a millimeter to the wrong side, and you got some wriggling to do there, but this here is good. So just tighten those two. There you go. You don't need to over tighten. So this here got these standard screws. If you take one, there's maybe a millimeter longer, 2 millimeter, a bit more. You can tighten up this slack if you don't like it. So you can like pre-tension it, but then you don't have the first stage until it lets go. I don't mind, but I do know of people who did that already. So now to get everything back on there, got our friend here, 2 screws, some dirt. These just tighten into this plastic, so whatever you do, don't over tighten them because you'll kill the threads, and that's bad. So some of the new stuff I made is these here. I don't know if you can see them. There's got this special ordered. It fits here like the generation 2 that closes up around the barrel as well. If you supply your logo, I can put it on there. And for this unit, it's 30 euros, 10 for the back one, and 20 for the front one. So if you order a new front, you don't need the rear, it's just 20 euros. And for the, if you just want another plug, got them 2, and they just goes into the normal flashlight holder in there and seats up here. I can make you the normal Vector ones as well if you want them. And these here are 20 euros as well. These here, everything I make is 3D printed, and there can be some small imperfection. I usually make the imperfections where you don't see it, like here underneath the edge, and try to make the face perfect. Sometimes it don't work, but then I'll reprint it, and that's why it costs a bit more than if you'd go to a big Chinese where everything is perfect. So I make everything by hand, by myself. So let's just put these here in there. That's not right. I think that's right. These are modeled after some, I don't know what they're called, but they're hard to come by in Europe, and they are more comfortable, and they got the same dimensions as the original ones. And they're pretty neat. I take 10 euros for one pair. I made them for the normal KWA, and if you got a generation 2 body, they got a different angle in the back, and I got them too. They're straight. And these here fit in the front as well when they're on the right side. Look. These haven't been fitted yet, that's why they're a bit stiffer, but that's it. So, okay, that's a trigger. Safety works. Don't do that too much, it'll destroy something. So, and then you just do the stuff in reverse. Get the pin in there. Actually, I should be doing that as off camera because I'm standing on a shitty table, but I'll see if I can get by. Looks like I can't. So, one of my special tools. There you go. And then you can, these come without holes, so in case you did something, you just drill a 2.5 millimeter hole in there, and the 3 millimeter screws will fit perfectly. And there you go. Works. This here is the one I told you about. They'll just go in here, make a also seal. This is the generation 1. Doesn't have this tab in the bottom. And this here closes it up nicely. And or you get another cap. So this MLok rail grabs way better than the usual one. I really like that. You can just put a normal rail in there and put it on there. These rails are SLA printed, 20 euros, and normal printed, 10 euros. These here, a pair, is 25 euros, and normal printed, not SLA, is 10 euros a pair. They look a bit different. Got some stuff here. This here is the rail normal printed. You can see the layer lines on there. Bottom side is where the supports are. Can't print in the air, and that's why it looks a bit different down there. And for the switch, the safety or fire selector, you can see on the right is the normal one, and FDM printed is on the left. So that's it for today. See you around.